when I started this career, and some of the people who were in those associations asked me to sponsor for events. So like I started sponsoring community events, right, for these non-profit organizations. Like we have different festivals. You would have heard about Diwali, right? Indian
Yeah,
festival.
of course.
So similarly, we have so many other like Onam, Vishu, and then of course Christmas and New Year. So all these celebrations in different areas like Niagara, Scarborough, Mississauga, Brampton, all these areas, I started sponsoring for events. That's when people started recognizing me, in my community, and that actually turned out into business. And also Tamil people, and then like I said, Kannada talking people. And so when the people from South India, especially, when you can talk their language, not that they don't speak English, they do, of course, but then when you can converse in their language, and
it resonates a little deeper.
And also I know a little bit about the cultures. Cultures are different, even if it's like neighboring state, it's totally different.
Wow.
And about the food, be that the culture, religious beliefs, the gods that they believe in. And I have a little bit of idea about all these things, and it helps me connect with them better. So that actually helped me in the business.
Amazing.
And still, even this year, there's so many events coming in that I'm sponsoring.
And let's talk about these events a little bit, because I think that's like really the key ticket here. So when you say events, like what kind of money are you talking about that you're sponsoring with? Like where does it start from? Like are you talking $1,000 or $20,000 here?
Well, the highest I've paid is about $17,000.
$17,000.
Yeah, last year for Niagara Malayali Samajam.
And is that the one that you told me about that used to be the CIBC festival and now it's the Arjun Festival?
No, that's a different one.
Different one. Yeah, we'll come back to that story.
Yeah, that's a different one.
You spent $17,000 on what type of event?
So I am
You're hearing that right, guys? $17,000. You gotta pay to play. That's what you're doing here.
Well, that was just for one group.
I want to hear about this 117. Tell me about it.
Okay, so I am the annual sponsor for Niagara Malayali Samajam. Okay. So that's the group of Malayali people, which are the people from Kerala, the state of Kerala in India, in Niagara region, right? So I am the annual sponsor. They have different events, right from New Year event and then Onam, that happens in
there's
August.
The annual sponsor.
Annual sponsor.
So to be at every single event they have, to have your name on everything that they do,
right,
you paid that amount of money.
Right.
And now it's like could have been 10 events.
Right. Yeah, so I'm like the official real estate agent for that group.
Okay.
Right, and anybody who comes through that group, I'm the official point of contact.
And that group is sending leads to you or people to connect with on a regular basis?
Of course they do.
Every day?
Yeah, that's the commitment that they give.
Wow.
So basically, last year my sponsorships were kind of free. I mean, the marketing was kind of free because
you made a commission,
and I made money.
And how much would you say you spent last year on all these events and everything that you did?
Spent roughly about $50,000 last year.
$50,000.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's not that crazy.
Yeah, for different groups, and it got me really good exposure. One of the events was like 1,200 people at Niagara Convention Center.
Well, one of the most unique things that you have to remember about this is that not only is it putting you in front of people, like the money you're spending is giving you the exposure to people now, and you're doing that first deal with people. But that first deal with people, you don't have to spend the money to do a second deal with those people, or a third deal, or deal with their cousin. Like just because you did a good job, and I know you do a good job, that entered you into those levels there.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I believe in too.
Amazing. So that was my first question, was how do you market yourself in your community? But it's pretty remarkable to hear that you're doing these social events. What would you say has been your key to success while marketing within this niche?
To be able to connect with them. Like I said, I speak their language. I understand a bit about their culture.
Being relatable.
Yes. When it comes to the people from South India, buying a house is not just an asset or like an investment for them. It has a lot of emotional and religious connections with that.
Okay.
Right? So I can relate with those kind of emotions, and that actually helps me. And I don't really have to market that way. When I can talk to them, like I said, these events help me reach out to them in person. I talk to them, and then as a follow-up, like I have social media, I try to add them, and a lot of people know me because through these events, and they add me on social media as well. So it's easy for me to connect with them after the events.
I like that.
So that is, I think that's the key in marketing, if I can call that as marketing.
Yeah, it is marketing. It absolutely is. And I think that you've done a very good job at identifying a market, and you're taking the right steps towards it to continuously embed yourself within these marketplaces and master on these niches.
Yeah, so I can understand their pain and problems, and
You're relating to them.
Give them a solution accordingly.